Hi, beautiful people. How are you doing? Hope you are having a fantastic day. Yes, guys, we're back again. As we do every Friday now. This is the Love Friday show, guys, where we bring to you everything love, relationship, everything happening in your life that you'd want to link to love. We can also talk about that right here. But trust me, it's always a wonderful time with us. My name is Choma Eze,
And yes, beautiful people, I'm sure you've been wondering that it's the only John that's in the studio. Probably kept quiet.
They can see your face, man.
Yeah, okay, all right, okay. That's for those that are listening on the voice app. So, in case you're wondering. Anyway, guys, the Vibe Queen is here. I'm Mobile, as you know.
Yeah, and we have something that's buzzed on social media like throughout last week, and I think this week also, and it's something that we're like, let's just talk about it here. Maybe I'm just the only one feeling this way. Maybe people might have like different opinions about this particular thing. So like we saw a video not too long, or like last week or this, I can't remember the day specifically, but we had Caroline Danjuma who was talking about her love life, and she talked about her ex-husband. She was asked about that, about her surname, and she was like, they're divorced, right? Obviously they're divorced, but that's just on paper. That they still have a good relationship, they still love each other. She didn't say they still love each other. She was like, I still love him, he will always be my love, right? And she was like, regardless of what the paper is saying, right, we're still together, right? And this got people talking on social media, because people were flipping it. People were like, okay, so if this was the other way around, we had like a man saying stuff like, well, we're divorced, but she'll always be the love of my life. It's just on paper. I don't know, it's giving stalker vibes. It's giving, I don't know what it is. But first of all, I think it's beautiful that they still love each other, right? I feel it's beautiful that they have a good relationship with themselves, but I don't just understand that part of you being divorced but then still being together. I think that's just like pretty weird. What do you think about it, Val?
So just like one of my shows, like at the point when you were speaking, I had to just use my glasses.
I love
when
it.
I'm confused.
You look really good on your
Thank
glasses,
you so
though.
much.
You're welcome.
You look good too.
Thank you.
You.
Ah!
No, you look good.
This one, I'm doing green. This is we love. We love Nigeria. Oh, Nigeria go better.
Nigeria go better, my dear. Let's be hopeful.
I tell you.
Anyway, not to just delve away from what we were talking about. I mean, it's giving me the I'm confused vibe.
Yeah.
So just like I said on one of my shows last week, where we had a reality TV show, Young, Famous and African, where we had like one of the African celebrities, Zari, the boss lady, and what's his name? Diamond Platons. And they're both baby mama, baby daddy, and all of that. But they don't want to leave each other, because this one still gets jealous when this one is around. This one still gets so, and they do their stuff separately, but they don't want to leave each other. Now that's what this is giving me to. Like, it's really, really, really confusing. How do you I get it when people say like, we're still friends with me. I'm like, this, well, if it works for you, perfect. But my dear, you saying love, she didn't say they still like each other, or they still, well, we talk, or we co-parent, or we do whatever. Oh God, if people are still in love, this life is too short to be pretending. If you are still in love, get back together. I mean, is there any rule? I really don't know about this thing, but is there any rule that once you're divorced, you can't go back?
I don't think so.
Go back.
Well, I'm not too sure about that. Maybe we can have like a lawyer on the show next time to really
to
dissect
talk about
this.
Something like
but
this.
Then again, like if she's saying like since like they're divorced, that's just paper, it means that people that have gotten married now, they can just say stuff like, I mean, it's just paper, it's possible that we're not together, right? Because I don't know, I think that's just giving, like, it's weird that she would even say stuff like that. But I think it's also important for us to acknowledge that it's possible that you can be divorced and still be in love with like the person that you're divorced. It's almost like relationship. If you break up with your ex, but somehow you still have feelings for your ex, right? And even though you guys are already talking, or you're already back together, you might not want people to know, because you know how you tell your friends, exactly, how you tell your friends, I'm never going back to this guy again. And then next thing they are saying to you again, like, go get out there and say, we are now, somehow we are talking again. I feel like that's what it is with her and like her partner. Like they are like they probably have something together, they love each other, but maybe because of like what they passed through, or maybe the man where they don't make for social media, they cannot bring it to us to come and say we are back together, right? And I think that's fine, honestly, but I think it's the way she puts it for me, and like how she was saying, you know, it's just paper. I mean, the reason why we go to court to sign all these things is because it's supposed to be legit, it's supposed to be something important. So if you're making it feel like and divorce.
So
exactly.
Separation is for you to go and like maybe you're still
think
thinking
about
it, or you want to see if you both are just clouded in each other's spaces, and you need to like let's even just take time off and go and think. So divorce is now, I have made, it's
legal, like
but the funny thing about it is, when you were talking, I didn't want to forget what I wanted to say. But like there are few things I have promised myself in this life never to do.
No choke man for lovers matter.
No see. So I don't think at this point, like, because I see people even put that like in comment sections when we have like situations like this up on maybe blogs, and people write it that, oh, now who put mouth for their matter when then they fight, I blame. Because the truth about the matter is there's really nothing that is impossible when it comes to love now. Like there is really nothing that is impossible. And I'm saying this because I'm going to give another example. Be Red. Be Red or
that's Be Red.
Yeah. So I mean, there's been this back and forth with his wife, okay, now ex. And there was one time she came out, you know, she's very fair. She came out with pictures of bruises and the likes, and she was like, he beats me. You people don't know your fave, beats me. She was dragging him. She was dragging his mom. Like, you're just a school, this. And this thing was trending. She only for us to. And you know the funny thing? That kind of thing. Now the fights with the yell. The amendments.
We didn't know, yeah.
We
but we
don't know how it take happen.
The
next thing,
picture.
we just saw that they traveled. They were on vacation, and people were like, now who puts mouth when in the fight I go blame?
Funny enough, I think this was running with my friend Shea. Shout out to you, Shea. Like, Shea will say, Choma, I love you, but you see this part, like, he doesn't always like to, like, he's always very diplomatic because he knows that you will not come back to him tomorrow and say, honestly. So like he now called me, or like we should have talked about it, and he go just look same. So I think people try to play safe with that. So. Like they can give you, for me, like if my friends come to meet me, right, and I'm telling them that okay, this is what's happening in their relationship, I can just say, oh, okay, I think like this particular thing that he did probably is not right though, but then again, don't worry, people should just try to resolve it, or maybe we should just stay away from him. But like I always try as much as possible to be careful because because
should I tell you what I do? I first ask, what do you want? And you know, some friends will be like, if I knew what I wanted, I will come to
meet you.
And I'll be like, you still love me? I'll give scenarios. And you know the funny thing is, especially with ladies, you can tell when they still like the person. And I'm like, okay, but if, like now you think you've moved on to the extent where like if you're seeing with someone else now, like
you won't mind.
Like, he can hurt me, but I don't even want to see him again. Okay, but if he comes and he assures you, like I'll go to the extreme, even things I know that cannot happen, but I just want to be able to milk. And I'm like, then just follow your heart. But you know, there are some people that will be stubborn and say, hey, what do you think? I was like, me, but you know that we are different. That's what I always say. Yeah. I might not, but at the end of the day, you know, if someone has not been in his shoes, actually, you cannot really judge. So that's why I'm saying you are the one in the shoes. You know better. Like,
but for me, when my friends come to meet me, first of all, because I feel like if somebody comes to meet you with heartbreak, they are probably going through, because I feel like when you're going through heartbreak, you want to keep it to yourself. And the fact that you won't talk to somebody means that it's something you cannot handle again. So once they come to me and they tell me that okay, this is what they are going through, first of all, I will make them understand that I shall understand what thing they go through. You get like what he did, okay, like what he did now. Like I can say according to this story that you told me. Because you might listen to him now and it might be like a different angle. So according to the story that you told me, I think this is what he did, or this he probably was wrong or right. But then again, I can now face her and say maybe you should just try as much as possible to just stay away for now. You get, but like I always try to be safe because tomorrow they're not gonna tell you. We now when we just let's talk.
Did you hear about this trend where this lady said, my friend and Bobo had a fight, and she told me he did blah blah blah, and I advised, and somehow they got back together, and the guy, she told him, of course, and that's one thing about lovers. They will always tell themselves. They will always say, when we're fighting that time, that's how I advised So, like, I think the guy now told her
Right.
to cut off from
Ties.
that friend, to cut off ties from that friend, and she did.
Wait, I don't understand. Like, I don't understand that.
Like me now,
Eh.
let me say, like, I came to meet you for an advice, and you advised me. You probably tell me, no, what you did is trash. You shouldn't go back to such a person.
Yeah.
But I go back.
Okay.
And then somehow, in the heated love moment, I'm like, when you went, if not for maybe Chida, that even helped me, that advised me, that told me my worth. And I'm like, what did you tell me? And like, she told me not to come back to you, that, I mean, you don't even deserve me, and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay, now that we're together, because it's such a friend, should have just called both of us, settled us. But now that, I mean, she didn't obviously want us together. I want you, if you want this relationship, cut off ties.
You can't give me condition to be. I
No,
don't
but
understand.
she cuts it off because it's the friend that tweeted.
No, she no. God forgive me, Sha.
That
But like,
is why they say no. They see.
no, but I think, but first of all, I think
And
you
then
should
have
even
mature
address.
friends.
I think you should even address that. Apart from like your friend saying stuff like stay away from him and all, because honestly, like you might be in a relationship where, because I can remember. You can be in a relationship where your friends can see that you are going through freaking hell because you're in love, in quotes, because like,
Yes,
sometimes
they
that might
want
not be
to
love.
say the
Yes,
truth.
exactly. You get. So like if you are telling me to stay away from my friend, I think that's pretty weird. Like
That's
you
toxic.
can't just tell me to stay away from. Like you have to have
Must be a
like a
reason.
legit reason for you tell me to stay away from
I
them.
think we
You get.
talked about this.
Yes,
when
in our
we were talking
last.
about the Saint Toby
Yeah,
issue.
exactly. You need to have it. You can't just tell me to stay away from my friend and not give me like a
Exactly.
legit reason.
Like,
But I
yeah.
think like back to what's her name, Caroline
yeah.
Danjuma, right? And like her saying that, you know, regardless of like what she signed on paper, that she's still like she's still in love with her ex and they're still together, you know, like that's just paper. I don't know, this might now be like the new trend where like people can just because honestly, like if she had the balls to say this like on TV, first of all, I feel like if you're in love with someone, if you love someone, you should not be shy to express yourself. But then again, I feel like this is different because this is involving stuff like something as serious as divorce. You get something as serious as like a legal matter, which is something that some people take like really seriously. Do you get? So if you're saying stuff like it doesn't matter, like that the paper does, it's just on paper, right? I think it's something that we should be scared of, that we should be bothered about, because it's worrisome that people don't take these things seriously. Like, I mean, these are the things that are supposed to, how would I put it, like when there are issues, these are the things that are supposed to solve issues. And now if you're saying this thing is not as important as we thought it was, then it's a problem. Do you get? Like, it's a big problem, honestly.
I feel like it just boils down to the fact that, you know, the fact that we keep saying that this whole era is a lot different from what it used to be.
Yeah.
Like, people don't see the need to officially agree that they are in a relationship. People don't see the need to. That's why you see situations like what are we've been doing this, we've been doing that, we've been doing what lovers do, and I mean we don't have our relationship defined, and the guy's like, what do we need to define? I mean,
We're together.
let's just see how it goes and all of that. And I also think that that's why people ghost you. I feel like some people, you ask them, because when I was growing up, I didn't understand this madness of, apologies for the word madness, but I feel like it's madness. I didn't understand these words of complicated.
Yeah.
So I used to ask people. I remember like friends that started going into a relationship very early. And you say, are you in a relationship? And they say it's complicated. I used to be like, I don't understand that term. You're either in or out. Like, so if you see prospective husband or prospective wife now, you're going to say it's complicated. What's happening? Is it that it's not working, or you're in a relationship? Because, you know, if you want to, let's even say, okay, you're seeing how it goes. You're in a relationship at the moment. That's it. You are in a relationship. So, like, and I feel that that's what happens, because when I got to understand what this means, then I now got to understand that, okay, it is really complicated. Because there are so many people that are in relationships, but their partners are not in a relationship with them. It happens.
No, I don't say they happen.
Hey,
where?
Person don't break up with you, Tete. Girl, you see, have you ever had like a girls hangout, or like maybe a hangout where you have guys, girls, and they're like, what was the worst breakup? Or and you hear stories like, I don't even know when like, how long have you not been dating for? And someone will say, I don't even know, because I don't know when he or she broke up with me. I just know that we stopped talking, he wasn't calling. And I'm like, okay, why do you ghost on people? like we're in that space where people feel like, you don't need to ask me out, let's just do this.
Yeah.
And they're also in a space where like, we can do what we like we don't have to be dating. We have people like that now, exes still. We have situations where like people are married and then they still go back to their exes.
Yeah.
We have guys that sleep with their exes, we have ladies that sleep with their exes, and then you hear stories like this and you're like, but why didn't you just stick to your ex?
Yeah.
If you still loved her or you loved him, like, why did you leave? So I feel that Caroline's situation is not really a surprise to me, because that's what's happening.
Yeah.
Like, it's just it's a lot of madness happening in the dating world right now. Really, it's a lot of madness.
And I feel like the reason why the fact that she's saying it now doesn't mean that it's not what we've been saying.
Yeah.
Do you get? I mean, we still have like married couple. I mean, we still have couple that have like broken up or like divorced, but they still do stuff with each other, right? Like, we still, these things happen, but the fact that she has the balls to say it on TV, I think that was it for me, honestly. Yeah. And I just hope that they're able to figure out what they have, right? Because I don't know if maybe that's why we said maybe for our next episode we can have like a lawyer. Because I would really love to know if you can like go back. Yeah, can you change your mind? Exactly, because I feel like that's what should be done. Do you get? I mean, we need to know that.
So some people know that. Do you know that it's another conversation where like some people, like, they know that they can't get married. Like, it happens in relationships here, where people tell you that I am in a relationship, and they're like, oh, when are you guys getting married? No, we know we can't get married to each other. Like, I've heard people say that, and I'm like, what are you people doing? And they're like, are you guys intimate? And they're like, yeah, sleep together, but we both know, like, we tell each other that your partner will enjoy you. And I'm like, okay, why?
I mean, I cannot do that one.
So some people do it. Some people do it. I've heard people say this stuff, and I'm like, I don't understand. So why are you people together? Can you people leave each other so that you can see partner? Yeah. And they're like, okay, some people have reasons. Some people give you reasons like they love each other, but like they are, they say that how do they describe this thing, that a clinical personality goes with they're not compatible. Either like they are more toxic than they are more in love. Yeah. Or some people also say that I get crazy for it instead of get crazy for it. We don't feel married. You know, people believe a lot in that thing, that if I am the crazy one, like, let there be a calm person. Like, let there be a calm and a crazy. Yeah. Like, not crazy because the house go. You know. So people believe a lot in stuff like that. So it might be that both of them do not want to get married. They know that, like, seeing each other as lovers, just okay, whenever I need you, whenever I blah blah blah. Yeah. Like, we can always meet, but they don't want to stay together in the same house. They don't want to be owned. They don't want to be referred to as I own you, or I am your king, or I am your queen.
But honestly, do you know biblically, like, I don't think this is right.
It's not right.
Okay, biblically it's not right.
Let's
but
even take biblically, morally.
Yeah. Actually, wait. I think I would make a point, right? I think the thing that's saving people, or even like making people not do things, I think it's because of like the Bible and what like upbringing, right? Because honestly, some people don't want the stress. Of relationship, of marriage. I feel like the reason why I was in that space, I feel like when you're in that space, I don't think I can speak for everybody, but like when you're in the space of, I don't want to get married, I don't want to be in any relationship, I just want to be married. It's maybe when like you don't chop breakfast and maybe you hate like the other gender or other partner, gender, right? Chop breakfast.
They just feel say you go distract them.
Yeah. No, I'm giving like an example. Like this might be this like a reason for some people. Yeah, you get like people might give that excuse, right? Well, honestly, some people just feel like it's stressful. Like honestly, like I used to be in that space before, right? And like if not because of like the Bible, I probably will not be interested in stuff like that. No, I would not be interested in stuff like that. But I think now, because number one, my mother is going to go take me to church and pray seriously for me. And secondly, I feel like love is such a beautiful thing. And having like and having a partner having your own person, having your how would I put it, the one that is for you, like your partner. It's something that is totally lovable, right? But I think at the end of the day, the prayer is to marry right and to marry well,
exactly.
right? But yeah, for those that are saying that they don't want to get married and all, trust me, I think there might be like fight and all, but I think it's a sweet thing too, because I've seen like the
love
bad
is-
ones and I've seen like the
yeah.
very good ones, honestly,
I feel like
and
when
the
you're
good
not with
ones
the right
supersedes the
person,
bad ones. Yeah.
when you're not with the right person, like when we say right person, some people just and that's one thing. I've never been married, but I just know that because I give this example almost every time when maybe my friends reach out to me like, okay, see this, I'm like, see, guy, babe, see this thing, me and my brothers where we grow together, we see they get like,
Yeah.
we say like we grew together, we were trained by the same family, the same parents, we have the same orientation about cooking, about, because I mean they groomed us all in the same house, but we still quarrel. Like I remember there's this perfect example I always give my friends, and I'm like, my brother knows that if it's not a particular kind of noodle, I don't take any other noodle because it makes me it makes me nauseous. So he knows. But there's this day, like I was really pissed at him that we had like, it was really bad that it was teary. Because I was like, because I was starving, like I was really, really hungry. I came in, rain had beat me, and then I realized that I didn't have cash. Where I had cash was inside, like it was in my room. So like I got in, I was drenched and everything, and then I now told him, go and get me noodles. He knows. He knows. The funny thing is, like, he even joked with his friends, like, because where his shop is, we have like this suya guys that make noodles and everything. So he's always like, my sister cannot. So he knows. But then you go ahead to buy me a brand I will not eat, and I'm starving. Water has boiled for noodles, and and I'm like, why? You see, like I was really, really pained that I probably overreacted. I was like, you don't do this now. You say it like you say this thing to your friends. I've heard you, like his friends will say, and Spola, is it true you don't take and there was one that was trying to sell the idea of one noodles to me because I was singing the song. I liked the song, so I used to just, and I was like, but Iman said you don't take this, you don't, and we had that quarrel, and funny enough, that situation taught me a lot, because I mean, he's how old, like he's in his 20s, and I mean, you've lived with me for 20 years. Okay, let me say I went to school, I did that, but let's say approximately 20 years, and that we still fight. You understand? Talk less of somebody that's in their house, the way they brought them up. I remember I was in a there was this relationship I was in where so there's you can put, my mom's own is she'll cover the soup. Like my mom does not like when you cover a pot and there are spaces. Cover it properly. So whether you put in the spoon, like the spoon you're using to, if it contains it, and then you can still cover it, she doesn't have a problem. Just cover her own pot of soup. But you see, that person I was dating at that time, like he didn't like, that's how they were taught, because you see his sisters and you already know, they don't do. So like he doesn't like it, he will take it out. If you like, cover the pot well, but he doesn't like the spoon, the dishing spoon inside, he will take it out. There are some people too that light, ordinary small light. I don't sleep with light, I sleep with light. That's upbringing. So you are coming in contact with somebody that had an entirely different background, you will quarrel. So some people just feel that when they say I want peace, and that's why I love to follow, you see all these marriage counselors, all these people online, I'm very selective about who I follow. I don't like people who portray everything as perfect. It's a lie. Even pastors that are sincere will tell you that there's no there will be quarrel. You know, even Yorubas will say I want atenunja, like your tongue and your, like sometimes you bite your tongue, so they mean like it's fights. Talk less of relationships. So I feel like people need to first understand, they need to first bring down that fantasy that they see in movies, that it will just carry me from here, it will be perfect, then I can't lift a thing, he will say don't work, he will say this, he will say that. So we have, like, most of us have like this dream, what we've watched in movies, Indian movies and the likes. He will dance with me, fall me up, lift me,
it will take me to bed.
it will take me to bed. And that's why some people, when they don't get this fantasy,
it begins to affect their relationship.
And then also some other people feel like there should be no fight. Like, we dey quarrel, and I'm like, una dey quarrel like how? Like, once in a while she go just, or this one too say he go just, and I'm like, it will happen. It will happen, really. My own be say make the toxic, yeah. So that's what I say. Like, let it not be toxic, and make fight no pass lovey-dovey moments. Now that one I no want. Like, if once in a while, maybe once in 1 month, once in 2 months, una something cause quarrel, and una don't settle them. There's some rules to these things.
Yeah.
I mean, so like there's this thing one woman said one time. She said, you know, she learned that you should always settle your differences as a couple before you go to bed. And I think it's really beautiful.
It
I
is.
know it's hard.
It is actually. It's beautiful.
But it's hard. It's hard. But
I think it's God that can give us
practice,
the strength. Exactly. I think it's God that can give us the strength. Because I remember my friend, honestly, I'm not going to say it. But I remember my friend that was saying that, I mean, that was what, like, they plan to do, right? Before you go to bed, like, if you quarrel, don't use and sleep. Or more. Like, I know she talked about how, like, that wasn't always the case again, because sometimes they go there for, like, 2 days and all. But I think the cocoa is that at the end of the day, 1 day, 2 days, I don't advise that, honestly. I feel like it will be best for you to settle your quarrel in a day. But even if it's 2 days, I feel like the fact that the two, I feel like the fact that the two can recognize that they messed up and they are willing to work it out. I think that's like the beautiful thing. I feel like that's where understanding comes in. But like where one person is still carrying face saying that no, I'm right, she's wrong, and you're saying no, she did this one is wrong. I feel like that's what makes like the quarrel linger like even more, and like that's what affects like relationship. And that's why sometimes people will say, oh, he's toxic or she's toxic. She doesn't say I'm sorry, or like he's always squeezing it when I say yeah, sorry. You get like all those little things that can be solved. Like when you really check it, you can actually solve it. It's just that sometimes pride. Honestly,
who go first talk sorry?
I swear.
Who go first do this one?
Like,
who go first do
I don't want to
one?
appear weak. I don't want to appear vulnerable. Like it's just crazy. But
so I feel like for people that say this, like I feel like love is beautiful. Marriage
very
is beautiful with
honestly.
the right person.
Do you follow
like,
Pastor Kingsley?
Yes, I do.
I love
Mildred. Pastor Mildred. I follow both of them.
You do. I love it.
I love them, really.
I love them too. I follow them too.
So basically how we arrived at this point is the fact she was talking about the fact that some people have decided that they don't want to get married, and I mean it's probably because of past breakfast and all. But sometimes if you don't go through that breakfast, when you see a good man, you will not appreciate. Honestly. Like I've seen friends that I've seen friends that they don't chop breakfast. So you see, when they saw a good one, normally they wouldn't have dated that person, maybe because of looks, blah blah blah. But they themselves realize, this is peace of mind. And that's most likely why you see some people and you're like, what's this one see for this one body? Well, I don't think people are looking at waiting body anymore. People are looking for peace of mind.
Actually, yeah.
Because the world is really stressful. Nigeria alone is really stressful.
No, you can struggle out and then come inside and be
quelling
your way home.
Your chest is doing bam. I beg go into the arms of a lovely, peaceful partner and just sleep off and all. What's wrong? What's wrong with Chi? If you are not watching video, you are missing out. Chi is already in spirit. Anyway, guys, I mean, I really can't wait to read from you people. I would really love to know if you can keep for the name parts. I feel like it's because she's a celebrity and she's probably made a brand out of that name, so it's not easy for her to like take off her name. But it's the part where she said
it's just paper.
It's just paper.
Yeah, I think for me too, that's like the ish.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I had a wonderful time today. We talked about Caroline Danjuma and how she said she would not that she still loves her ex regardless of the fact that they are divorced, right? And I mean, we had like a lot of time dissecting, what she said, and I feel like I learned a lot too.
Yeah.
Because I mean, this apart from like the topic that we had for today, like we it felt like we went into like different
aspects.
Exactly, which was really cool. But yeah, I would really love to hear from you guys. What do you guys think about this? Do you think it's a normal thing? Do you think it's right that she said what she said on TV, or do you think